Hola. Hey you guys, how are y'all out there? It's Mocha the Cap. I'm pretty sure you know that already because I've been getting a lot of views for my videos now. So I want to say first of all, thank you guys for that. If you like the videos that much, go ahead and subscribe and then press that bell so you can get a notification every time I'm uploading. I'm trying to see how my schedule works so that I can upload. It seems like I might have mornings now available to upload, and I really want to get this series done so I can move on to the next one. If you guys don't know, this series is all about the Capricorn woman and how she relates to the other zodiac signs, the males, in relationships. My next series is going to be on the Capricorn female and how she relates to other females in relationships and as a friend. So you can take this series and look at it like it's okay, the Capricorn woman as a friend and in a relationship with this sign. Today's video is going to be the Capricorn woman and the Libra man. And let me just say it, I love Libras. I love Libras. I was in love with a Libra. He passed away, but he was the best lover I've ever had. He was the best lover I've ever had. You know, Leo, is a good lover too, but that Libra, he knew how to love me, not just in the bedroom, but outside of the bedroom. And I mean, if you're a Capricorn girl, you might want to start looking into those Libra guys. I mean, I might have got lucky with the one I met, but most Libra guys that I know, they're pretty nice. They're not mean. They're not rude. They're people pleasers. So, and let me not say people pleasers. They're the type of person, they always find the good instead of trying to find the bad or dwelling on the bad. They'll find the good in the situation and make it work for them. And I think we all can take something from that and learn. And I knew I did. I learned a lot from my Libra guy because he taught me how to not just stay on the negative, which as Capricorn girls we can stay on the negative a lot. But he taught me how to, focus on the positives. Stop focusing on the negative and focus on the positive. Maybe things aren't going the way you want them to right now, but what can we do to make it better? Or, how can you separate yourself to make things better? And I just will always be grateful for him for that. He came into my life when I needed him the most, and he gave me the advice I needed to hear. And even though he's in heaven now, I mean, I love you for that, babe. Like, you're awesome. And so let's talk about it. Okay, you already know about Capricorn girls because we talk about Capricorn girls every time. But if you're a Capricorn girl and you're dating a Libra guy, I want to give you a little bit of advice with him because I've heard some bad things about Libras, but that did not happen for me. Like, even growing up, when I was in middle school, I had a Libra best friend. And it's so funny because the whole time I thought he was a Scorpio. And I just was like, oh, I get along with those Scorpios so good. And they're next, but we'll get on them. And the whole time, my best friend in middle school, which was a guy, was a Libra. And I did not know that until we became grown. And of course, when you're grown, you start having conversation with people. And you're like, yeah, so when is your birthday again? And they're like, oh, my birthday is October. I'm like, huh, you're a Libra? It's like, yeah, I'm a Libra. I'm like, oh man, that's why we got along so good. And he was just always there for me. That's one thing I'll say about a Libra guy. They're always there for you. If you need to talk, if you need advice, just anything, they're always available. And as us Capricorn girls, we have a hard time, we don't even want to tell people our problems already. So if you're a Libra, you're listening, yeah, it's hard for us to tell our problems to people. But for some reason, it's like Libras just make it so easy to talk to them. And I don't know what they're thinking in their minds, because I've thought a few times I would tell my Libra guy something, and I knew in his mind he'd be like, girl, is you out of your damn mind? But he would never ever tell me that. He would just say, okay, I get it, I don't say I agree, but I get it. And I think that's what made it so special. That's what made these Libra guys so special, is because they don't have to agree with you, but they do understand you. They try their best to understand you and not judge you. They find the positive in it. They say, oh, she's married, but guess what? The positive is she's with me every day. So that's what I mean about these guys. They always take a negative and turn it into a positive. And I think if it becomes too much negative for them, then they'll just withdraw themselves. And that's fine too, because to me, that's a respect thing. You can't feel like you can just run over somebody completely and them not pull out or want to back out of the situation. That just wouldn't be fair. And as Capricorn women, I don't think a lot of us do that, because we go through that feeling ourselves. We don't like when people drain us of our energy, and we don't like when people come with too much negativity, because we'll pull out. So I think that's what complements us so well, these Libras and these Capricorns. You know, it's a match that you never think would happen, but it's a really good match. And another thing about my Libra guy, oh, the sex. These guys are so attentive. Oh my God, like it's like he studied my moves, and then he pushed them right back on me. And he just built up with energy. Like they can go for hours. I don't know which ones you guys are dealing with, but the one I know, he could go for hours and hours and hours. Even after the climax, he could come right back and be ready again. And we would have to probably have sex multiple times for hours before he say, okay, I'm good. And don't let a few hours go by, because he'll be ready again. So if you're a Capricorn girl and you're looking for that guy who can, you know, because us Capricorn girls, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of stamina, especially when I love a guy or I'm attracted to him. I can go on and on and on and on. You know, I'm one of those girls where once I get the big O, then it's like, okay, give me a second. But it takes me a while to get the big O. So if I don't get the big O, we can go on and on and on and on and on. And I don't know if that's too much information, but you know, if you're watching this video and you're still watching it after I said what I said in the last minute, okay, clearly it's something that you wanted to know. So yeah, they're very attentive, great listeners. You know, they're awesome in bed from my experience. They love to do stuff. That's another thing. I love that about a Libra. A Libra is a person that will try anything once, you know, out, you know, like out and about type of stuff. Like they love dancing, they love going to the movies, they're very romantic. These are romantic men at heart. You know, I read so many things about how Libra men, and we'll get to that, because even though these guys are so good, and yes, I'm giving them all the praise that they deserve, because they deserve that praise, and I think when they care about you and love you, then that bad Libra won't come out. You know what I mean? They're going to show you only the good Libra, because that's all they want you to see about them. They want you to love them, they want you to be with them, and they're not going to show you the bad side of them. And I say that because these guys are players. I'm sorry, ladies. You know, I know Capricorn like, damn, you done built me up just to let me down. Hold on. Let's be realistic. Let's come to 2019 and be realistic. Today is April 19, 2019. I'm looking at the date. It's 11:16 a.m. here in Texas. Let's be real. Okay? If you're a Capricorn girl watching this, we can be real for me, and I know I can keep it real with you. This man is one of those men that everybody wants, unfortunately for you. Now, does he want everybody? No. But just imagine yourself as a Capricorn girl. You know, when you're attractive and you got everything going for yourself, it's hard to beat men off of you. And you know I'm not lying, girls. If you don't believe that, then you're lying to yourself right now. It's hard sometimes, especially when the man is attractive. You're like, oh, I got a man, but you know, I'll take your number. That's a Libra. That's a Libra. He says, I got a girl and I love my girl. I ain't leaving my girl, but I'll take your number. You know, and if my girl ever act up one day, or if I'm lonely, because they get lonely. These Libra men are the type of men, when you're here, and when you ain't. And even my Libra guy, I loved him to death, don't get me wrong, but I felt like I always had to be with him, because if I wasn't with him, he'll be blowing my phone up, first of all, which I was always giving him the side eye about, like, you don't have to blow me up a million times in a day, but he'd be like, I miss you, and when I wouldn't answer sometimes, then I would start wondering, what the fuck is he doing? I ain't heard from him in a few hours. When you don't hear from him in a few hours, you might want to check up on him. Because he might not be doing the nasty, but he might be at lunch. He might be on the phone. He might be having a good conversation, laughing it up with another chick. Okay? I ain't saying that he's trying to get with her or anything, but these are guys that women flock to them, and it's hard for them. They have to beat a girl off with a stick because they got the kind of loving that everybody wants. You know, they're, like I said, they're romantic. They'll do anything once with you. If they like it, they'll do it again. You know, they're so I don't know the word I'm looking for, but you can take them out anywhere and they know how to respond, they know how to act. You know, as Capricorn girls, we don't really like taking a guy to a certain place because you're like, oh, he might not fit in. These Libras can fit in everywhere. You can take him to the hood, or you can take him to the dinner with your boss, and he's going to respond the right way everywhere you take him. Like I said, these are just guys that everybody wants. You know, and I think the Libra girls are like that too. These are women that, you know, you can take them anywhere, and they just got this type of personality that people just gravitate to them, and they can't help it, and they're not trying to help it. So you can't be jealous. Okay, girls, I know Capricorn girls, we got that little jealous streak in us, but you got to trust your Libra man, because you got to know that deep down, he don't want nobody else. It's just that, you know, he'll flirt. He's a little player on that part of it, but when he loves you, he loves you. You know, that other girl might think that he love her or like her, but he ain't checking for that girl. He ain't checking for that girl. He just was bored because there wasn't nothing else to do. I remember Gucci Mane made a song like that. In his song, he said that. He was like, that's just something to do when you ain't around, boo. And that's how a Libra is. He's like, that's just something to do because you wasn't around. But as soon as you come around, they'll cut their phones off and focus on you. And now that brings me to my next point. If your Libra guy is not doing those things that we just talked about, he might not be into you, baby girl. And I'm a Capricorn. I have to keep it real. If he's not doing those things to you or for you, he's not really into you. Because the Libras are all in or all out. Point blank, okay? If he's distracted, he's always on his phone, you know, when he's with you, he's not interested in you, baby. You're just something to do when there ain't nothing else to do. And I hate to put it to you like that, especially if you're a Capricorn girl watching this. But if you're a Capricorn girl watching this and I just gave you that news, then that should just pick you up to give you the, you know, the energy you need to move on. But yeah, Libra guys, I give them out of I didn't do this on my last video and I forgot, but out of a 10, you know, scale 1 to 10, for a Libra, for me, it's a 9.5. The only thing, like I said, about them that I don't like is that they're flirtatious. They're a little flirtatious, so that's where that little 0.5 go at. You ain't gonna get the whole 10 if you flirting all the time, you know. And don't get me wrong, they won't flirt right in your face directly, but they can't help it. Like I was at the club one time with my Libra friend, and a girl randomly, a bartender, she randomly came up to him and was like, "Hey, I have a because he was drinking a Heineken beer." The bitch bypassed me totally, like I wasn't even sitting there. She was like, "Hey, I have this Heineken beer here that I opened and nobody wants it. Do you want it?" And I was just like, of course he was like, "Sure." And when she brought the drink over, you know, she turned her back. Her back was in my face while she was giving it to him. And then let me tell you what made me laugh even harder. Once she gave him the beer, he turned to me and said, "Baby, do you want it?" So that's why I said if they want you, they want you. You know, they're gonna flirt with the other bitch, but it's to get what they want to give to you. So I don't get mad at shit like that. No, I'm not petty like that. And after that, she didn't even want to talk to him no more for the rest of the night. She wouldn't even look in our direction because it was like, you can't take my man, baby girl. Like, for real? Some females are just desperate like that, but we'll talk about those when we get to the female sides. But yeah, a Libra, I give him a 9.5. You know, great listener, great lover. You know, he's down to try anything with you. He's going to have your back. He's a great talker. You know, he fits in all situations. And on the downside, he might be a little bit of a player. You know, it might be a little bit of a player. You know what I mean? But he gets it honest. It's not that he's seeking these women out. It's just that when you're such a good man, women are going to flock to you. And the same thing for women. If you're a good woman, men are going to flock to you. It's what you do once they flock to you is what matters. But yeah, I'm loving my Libras, and I appreciate you guys watching my video. If you have some comments and you want to tell me your story about your Libra guy, leave them down below. Like I said, I love the Libra, so if you've had a bad incident with the Libra, let me know, and maybe we can work it out and we can talk about it in the comments and try to get your Libra on the right path, because it is a trick to getting them to do what you want them to do, But if you want to know more about that, then leave me a comment and then we'll talk about it there. Alright, you guys, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell so you can get notifications. I'll see you next time.